fighting. No wonder you fell off the bloody wall. What do you expect? We weren't fighting, Lydia gasps between sobs, while Lawrence just lies on the ground, screaming. I pick them up, look for injuries, can see none, fish around in the linty pockets of my non-attractive seaside coat and find a chocolate-covered mint slightly bent. And because I'm a parent, not a laboratory rat, and therefore don't learn from experience, I bring out the one mint before making sure there's a second. There isn't a second. And so they continue crying all the way to the sweet shop where I buy them a tube of Smarties each because, whatever happens in life, sugar will always be there for them and take nothing in return but their health. As a parent, I assume they fight in order just to ruin my day. However, David Attenborough says that young animals such as lion cubs attack each other as practice for when they'll have to struggle for survival against predators. So it apparently has a purpose, apart from to drive me off my head. Not that I get this at the time. And whether I take them to A&E, spend the rest of the day giving them treats, or merely shout at them and cruelly force them to share a single bent mint will ultimately make no difference. They are developing in the way they need to. But as I say, I don't know this yet, and if I did, it probably wouldn't help. Mentally wrung out, I march them back and hand them over to Peter. I thought we were going to take turns, he says. I have. Your turn now. Still, tomorrow is another day, unfortunately. Again, they're fidgety and bored, so we get in the car to go down the coast a bit for a change of scene. They say the next town but one is lovely. Maybe it's like the next door queue in the supermarket or other people's marriages. Better because you're never in it. Whatever it's like, it can't be worse than France last summer when we drove for an hour to a chateau with a play area which was literally a slide on a square of boiling hot gravel. But setting off for anywhere with children and any kind of expectations is probably an exercise in futility. Most kids, most of the time, just want to play undisturbed with their building blocks or cars, or at a push, a bit of wet sand, and you generally don't need to go anywhere. Well, apart from to those hangars of sensory assault by primary colours known as soft play centres, which they absolutely love, and which for some reason I almost never go to without a raging hangover, or maybe I just acquire one while I'm there without even getting to be drunk first. We leave late, and Lawrence is already getting low blood sugar. He and I have that sort of metabolism where we have to eat 6 times a day, and Lydia and Peter have the other kind. Where Lawrence's typical breakfast is bacon, eggs, toast and sausages, Lydia has half a mango, and Peter just an apple because he ate in September. Then, just as I realise Lawrence really has to eat soon, no now, because he is getting psychopathic, we hit the main road and a traffic jam. The other seaside town is only 40 minutes away, but it's already taken us half an hour and we've only gone a mile up the road. Right, we have to find food. It's nearly lunchtime, I say, resenting the fact that I'm always the one to have to point it out and annoyed with myself because the only thing in my bag is a chocolate wafer, which is technically Lydia's because Lawrence had his yesterday. And anyway, it's completely the wrong thing. Lydia agrees to share it, but it only restores Lawrence's sugar levels for about 4 seconds before he's writhing in agony on the back seat. We turn off the main road and go another way. This is taking ages, says Lydia. Who wanted to go to the seaside anyway, says Lawrence. I did, so we wouldn't be cooped up in the house, getting on each other's nerves. Well, it was a stupid idea. I want to go home. Peter says, come on, it'll be lovely. We're nearly there. There's a shop, I say. Let's get something there. But he drives past. It's almost lunchtime. I thought you said we were going for lunch. I meant to get something to keep him going. He can't last. Don't you understand? Then I spot a sweet little thatched tea room up ahead. Oh, that looks perfect. There, no, what are you doing? Going to the sea, he says through gritted teeth. Isn't that what you wanted? He keeps on going, past the tea room, to the end of the road, where it almost reaches the sea, but ends in one of those compulsory car parks, like at the Needles in the Isle of Wight, so you can't even get out and have a glimpse without paying £3. You can't see the sea at all. No wonder these places get vandalised. I feel quite strongly like getting out and smashing up a bus shelter myself. Surely, I say, in my supposedly patient, but actually quite angry voice, we should have lunch because everyone is hungry, except you, of course, and then come back here when we've eaten. You wanted to look at the sea, so that's what we're doing, all right? Why can't we just go home, says Lawrence, using his last molecule of blood glucose to grimace horribly. Right, there's a pub, says Peter.